You are now listening to The Art of Reinvention by TeflonJohn, where my goal is to inspire you mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually. And I just want to help you grow the garden of your mind. I just want to change the world one person at a time by giving them motivational advice, inspirational advice. And right now, I'm glad that you're tuning in to the podcast show. So we want you to sit back, open up your mind, and just absorb all the content. Please share this content across all of your social media platforms as it will help this show grow. Sit back and enjoy. One love. Be blessed. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy TeflonJohn coming to you courtesy of the Art of Reinvention show. And tonight's show, we have two powerful ladies, two powerful women of God. We have Quintana and Danita, and they are from 50 Shades of Red. And right now, we just want to get to know you. So could you introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I'm Danita Lewis, fondly known as D. Lewis. I'm the visionary and founder of 50 Shades of Red, where every woman has a story.
And I'm Quintana Smith, and I'm the co-founder of 50 Shades of Red.
Okay, so when it comes to 50 Shades of Red, I think it's you got the 50 Shades of Gray. I've never messed with any of that.
Well, it's interesting that I got 50 Shades of Red when the first 50 Shades of Gray came out.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I was just wondering, how people would perceive that.
That's a great name.
Coming from a spiritual, biblical foundation. It's kind of like, it's not a spinoff from 50 Shades of Grey by any means, but it makes for very interesting conversation, and it's a door opener to have the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And what I love about it is that it takes something very popular, that series of books or movie, and you'll never forget it. Like, since I met you guys, I've never forgot 50 Shades of Red. Never forgot.
But it made you wonder before you knew what it was.
Yeah, like, what is it about?
Exactly. And we get that all the time. 50 Shades of Red, even on Facebook, we have people inboxing us thinking that 50 Shades of Red is something a little bit different, but then when they find out what 50 Shades of Red actually is, their whole tune kind of changes.
It definitely
Yes,
would.
we get a lot of LinkedIn requests from predominantly males that want to know more about the 50 Shades of Red. Okay. And as soon as I tell them, they disappear. I'm like, okay. Wasn't what you thought it was, right?
Okay, so why not 50 Shades of Blue or Purple? Why red?
Red stands for the blood of Jesus.
Wow, okay.
It's the color that you don't mix anything else with it to get red.
That's right. And 50 Shades of Red, there really are 50 Shades of Red.
Wow, okay.
It really does have 50 Shades of Red. In fact, when I was watching a reality show, Preachers of L.A., and I was very interested in Maisha Cheney, who had a women's platform. They go into shelters, and it was called Hiding Behind the Lipstick. And so I thought that was pretty neat. Lipstick and hiding behind it like the mask. And so I watched that episode. And when it went off, I heard in my spirit, 50 Shades of Red. Every woman has a story. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Dropped it, right? Went to work the next morning, and I said, let me see if there really are 50 Shades of Red. So, you go to the trusted Mr. Google, and absolutely 50 Shades of Red popped up.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, this is something here. This is something that we're going to work with. Working with something. We're cooking with a little oil.
That's
there.
right.
Yeah.
And so when Dee first brought the idea to me, she said 50 Shades of Red, and she was telling me the story behind it. I said, Dee, we got to run with this.
Oh, yeah.
I said, there's something to this.
And I said, okay, you create the logo, because she is so creative in creating things and taking things out of what I explained to her or described to her. She can grasp it and materialize it on paper or on something. So she created our logo. Wow. And it's so funny because when she first sent me our logo, I looked at it and I said, these women look like they wild women dancing all around.
I said, they're dancing because they're free, Dee.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so that's how we ended up with the logo.
So that's how it started.
That's how it started.
Now, I'm glad that you all said that, because it seems like one complemented the other. And with my vision, I am TeflonJohn. It's me and my cousin. And a lot of times he can bring out the creativity that I think. I'm the thinker, he's the doer. But I think so many people, they won't bring their vision to fruition because they're intimidated to let other people involved. So what is your advice during that thought process of how people can network and benefit from the thoughts and ideas of collaboration?
Well, one thing is we kind of know where we flow. That's once you know where you flow, then you know those connections will take place and happen. And whenever Dee gets a vision, she'll call me and say, "Hey, you think you can do this?" And then I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, "Give me a few minutes or a day or two to think on this," and then I'll reach back out to her and say, "Hey, how about this?" Or I'll send her a flyer or send her a design or something. She's like, "Oh, yeah.
And it's beyond expectation. It's beautiful. And then the other facet to that is, Quintana and I have a relationship. Yes. We're in relationship together. Mm-hmm. And so there's a trust factor that I know that she has nothing but my best interest at heart. Mm-hmm. And I have her best interest at heart. And so when you build that relationship like that and you have that trust factor right there, I don't look at it like if she's in disagreement with something. I don't look at it like she's down in the vision or she's trying to hurt my feelings or something like that. It's not about any of that.
That's powerful.
And so it works both ways.
That's powerful, because I'm telling you, I believe a lot of people and they want to do it all. They want to do it all. They want to be like the designer. They want to be this. But it's when you put your heads together and complement one another, and it's times where he can kind of know what I'm thinking. Now he knows how I think for the shot. He knows how I think, and I know how he thinks with the editing. And I'm glad that you two are coming together. And that kind of moves into my next question: is what type of women are part of 50 Shades of Red?
Well, 50 Shades of Red, we have a core group. We just had one additional person added onto our group, but there's actually 5 of us now.
5, okay.
Yes, we started out with a group of 20.
Okay.
Yeah,
and 20 women.
Wow.
Formed the mission statement.
That's right.
We did the first big event at Lynchburg College, where we actually reached out to Maisha Cheney, Preachers of LA in Long Beach, California. I'm like, okay, I'm going to send an email. Not really thinking anything's going to come of it. This woman is on TV. She's famous. She's got books and CDs and everything. Won't long, I got a response.
Wow.
Lady Maisha's very interested in what you're doing. Give us more.
Gotcha.
And at that point, I'm like, wow. Now we've upped the ante on this thing. We're no longer cooking with some little oil. We got, it's beginning to catch fire.
And it's great that I want y'all to listen to what happened. Was she believed in that vision to where she reached out to someone that big.
Yes.
And I think part of the problem is why we don't grow in our vision, we really don't believe in what we're doing. And really your belief, you can tell what people believe by their actions, and that's a big action.
Right. It was even an open door or a closed door.
And that's
I nothing ventured, nothing gained.
And it didn't hurt you at all.
It didn't hurt me at all. In fact, it enhanced. And she was so attuned to the vision that she said, do not let money be an option that you don't send for me. We can work it out.
Oh, wow.
And so she used her airline miles instead of charging us for airline to come here. She used her frequent flyer miles to come from Long Beach, California to Lynchburg, Virginia.
So that's West Coast to East Coast.
Yes.
So Quintana, how did that event change 50 Shades of Red?
Well, the event changed 50 Shades of Red in that we were able to, we actually had a group from Maryland that wanted to collaborate with us.
People were calling once they found out Maisha Cheney from Preachers of LA was coming to little old Lynchburg, Virginia. She's exactly right.
But I think one of the things that event did was it brought awareness to sex trafficking, because we also had Tawan McCarty, who has a women's home in Alabama called the Well House, and she brings women in from sex trafficking. And we met her through the Lighthouse Community Center downtown on Church Street. Yes, on Church Street. So one thing it did was we brought women in to tell their stories, and through other women hearing and sharing their stories, people were set free and delivered.
Wow. And I love what you're doing, because you're doing something that really no other person is doing, that I think that at least that you see from a highlighted standpoint. And I believe that most of the women African American, are the mix of races.
It's mixed.
And I love that as well, because like you said, reality TV. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about is, when you look at reality TV, if you look at preachers, not preachers, but the Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop, it shows especially African American women dividing, fighting one another. How do you think your vision and your 50 Shades of Red can help promote togetherness, oneness, and how black women can actually complement one another without tearing each other down?
Well, one thing we started with was a Friday night chat.
Mm-hmm.
We invited women out to get together, to have a good time. We talked about the issues of life, the things that were on our heart. We just had a good time together. We went out to eat together. We had a spa night. We just did things together just to uplift and talk to one another. And because someone else's experience could help you through if you're going through something similar. So it was just amazing. And, we had to put the Friday night chats on hold because we got so busy with everything. And we have the women now reaching out to us. Hey, can you bring it back?
Mm-hmm.
We want more.
Mm-hmm.
So we can
and
see
the
the impact.
atmosphere has to be safe.
Yes.
We create a safe atmosphere in which the women can come in and be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If you let loose on the profanity, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to,
Not going to judge.
we're not going to judge or
Mm-hmm.
condemn. Just come in, be yourself.
Be yourself.
And each woman begins to relax and start interacting one with the other. But most importantly, they see the core group and how we interact with each other. And they start imitating that and how we love on them and encourage them. And so they start doing that. We start seeing them when others would come in.
Yes.
They would go to them instead of us having to go to them. They would go and greet them and make them feel comfortable.
And it just seemed whenever we had an event going on or something that we were doing, the women, they just followed us. They wanted to be a part. They didn't want us to leave them out. We want to come with you guys. We want to help you. We want to do this. We want to do that.
And we encourage them to use their gifts and their talents and to plug in wherever they're comfortable at. We had 2 ladies that loved to work in the kitchen, putting the food out and setting everything up. But we didn't want them to feel like they had to do that. But that's where they flowed in the hospitality realm. And so they loved to do that. Okay. And so we just wanted the women to come, connect, and dream again. Start reaching those goals that you may have had on hold. We just want to encourage, empower, and embrace women to live life to the full.
That's great. Now, do you think that worked out because you were giving women a voice who may have not been heard in years?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. We started out reaching out to the least of them, if you would, to those that perhaps had been wounded inside of the church walls and didn't want to have anything to do with Christians or the religious sect, okay? Wow. And so we knew that we were called to come outside the church walls, and we would go down to the housing complexes and knock on doors and hand out flyers and talk to them. They'd be hollering out the window, "Who is it?" And we would, and we'd talk to them. And so we just started putting ourselves out, doing the legwork, boots on the ground, so to speak.
And one thing I love about that is people, like I said, people tell what you believe by your action. I like that you all are being reactive instead of you're being proactive instead of reactive. And I believe that some women or even individuals, like what we have going on in our community now with violence, people are tired of the same reactive type of prayer at the flagpoles, churches coming out after the fact. But I like how you guys are getting in front of this problem of human trafficking and just women that need to heal, and you're giving them a voice, because I know there's so many young women now who are going through identity crisis, who are going through self-image, self-hurt, self-hate, and you're actually giving them a voice. Now, what is your advice, or how can 50 Shades of Red help the younger generation?
And we have really put some thought into that because we understand that a lot of the younger women, they have barriers that prevent them from coming to meetings and gatherings. They need childcare. Yes. They need transportation. And so whenever we launch a major event, we make sure that we have those things in place. And not only do we have them in place, but we also make sure that we have adequate people that can love on the children, and we loving on the moms. We also make sure that they're fed. We always go above and beyond to make sure that mom's fed, the kids are fed.
Great.
Because when we had that first event at Lynchburg College, the sororities and fraternities were so strategic in helping us. Because while mom was there at our event, the kids were at the sororities and fraternities having a good old time, being fed, having games. So it's not an issue for us to be able to find someone that will help out.
And I love that because, in fitness, by me being a personal trainer, sometimes when you look at why people haven't reached their goal as a limiting factor. So what you did is you eliminated
we took away excuses.
We took it away. You took away every excuse and made it available. And I want people to take note, because sometimes you have an awesome approach, you have an awesome product or an awesome view, but you're not really helping them on the back end. Like some of the people that you will serve may live in public housing, may not have transportation, might not have food, may have child care issues. So start thinking about that. And I think that you guys are really putting a lot of thought into it, and it shows that you care about your cause and your vision versus just getting your name out.
Right. Right. And what we found that the ones that most likely would not visit a household of faith, but if we have an event, they're there. We had an evening of personal elegance at the library meeting room where we rolled out the red carpet and we told them, come as whatever your personal elegance is, that's how we want you to dress. So we had some women in evening gowns, we had some women in shorts and t-shirts and blue jeans, but that was their personal elegance. And when we all came together for that evening, it was beautiful. It was so much love in the room.
Yes.
That it was just amazing how everybody felt at home and felt comfortable.
And one of our trademarks, one of our things that we like to do at some of our events too, is we like to do giveaways. So we have people donating things to us, whether it's clothing or shoes or pocketbooks or makeup for Mary Kay or what have you. We give those things away. We do a raffle and give away whatever.
Whatever. Get this. When we had that major event at Lynchburg College in 2015, that was the first one.
Yeah.
I said, okay, we need some lipstick. And immediately I thought, we need a lot of lipstick, shades of red. So I prepared a letter to the P&R person for Revlon.
Yes.
And we sent that letter, and guess what they sent us? Over 250 tubes of lipstick.
Yes.
Wow. And that, I just want to plug that again. That they believe in their vision toward they're reaching big. When you dream big, you take big steps, and that's really what I want to motivate people to do.
Yeah.
You have to take big steps, and they're like living proof that someone could have said no, but what did it hurt them? What did it cost them? No pain. And so everything you want in life is going to be on the other side of fear. And they're putting fear aside, and they're really stretching and reaching. And, God is really working on their behalf. He's really honoring their faith.
He's opening doors for us. And all he's asking us to do is be faithful to it. Don't say, oh, I ain't doing this no more just because we had some setbacks. And we've had many setbacks.
Yes.
Yeah. Our core group dwindled from 20 to at 5. One point. It was just Quintana and I.
Yes.
It was just to 2. And so at some point, but I'm grateful because the vision is now a reality. And had I just said, you know what, this is too hard. I don't have the money. I don't have the support. Because if you wait for people to support you, you won't ever do anything.
Can you say that again?
If you wait for people to support you, you will never carry out your visions and your dreams. If you wait for people to support you, you'll never carry out your visions and your dreams. You'll never fulfill your purpose and reach your destiny.
Now, when it comes to that, and I really want y'all to kind of chime in, doing what we do, doing what I do, and sometimes it's hard when people don't support you. It's like, whatever. But when the people that are closest to you are around you, that
hurts. Now that hurts you.
That you feel that.
Yes.
Because you think the ones that's in your heart and you're around the most, they're going to be the first to rally around you and undergird and support. That is not the case. Jesus was not accepted in his own hometown.
That's right.
So we for whatever reason, that's the way it is. We have to go out and get the job done, and God will send them. If he sees that you're taking 2 steps, he's going to take 2 more. He's going to help you, and he will open doors for you, and he'll send people. And some of them don't even understand why they're helping you. All they know is they're helping you. Yeah. They just feel like they need to do it. And a lot of times you don't even know them, and you may not even see them again.
All right, so that's great. Everything's going great, and I believe that what you guys are doing is just great. Especially, I like how you're almost putting
aspirin in the applesauce, you know,
Yeah.
because
Right.
I think
That's a good analogy. I like that.
because I think some people, you know, and being a believer and going to church for years and still going to church now and being a believer in Christ, it's hard to convert new people, especially people that has past hurts.
Right.
So I like how you're doing something spiritual under a natural type of vibe.
Absolutely. And we don't preach to them, but yet they get biblical principles
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
found the foundation of who we are. And if you ask anybody, if you say 50 Shades of Red, D and Cantana, they're going to know, oh, they're not worldly.
That's right.
They're not in the world, you know. They understand that. And so what we do, I love the analogy of putting the aspirin in the applesauce so that it's palatable, so that they can receive it and they won't feel like we're judging or condemning them.
Yeah, because
with
I
that
feel
word.
comfortable with you all. I mean, as far as some people, like, you know, you reach out to, and I'm a Christian, there's like this prejudgment. But I love how you all let them come in and don't pass judgment. That way they're
No, not
comfortable
at all.
to shed that
Dia and I,
story.
We're real people, and we just like to keep it real with everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, however you're feeling that day, you're feeling that way. And we'll deal with you, even though you're feeling the way you're feeling.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I mean, there's a way to do everything. You just have to change your method sometimes, look at things in a different way, you know. So, I mean, we love the women that, you know, cross our paths and that we're able to meet. So,
Yeah, and I think it's easy to get to the root cause when people feel like, well, man, you know, she's perfect, so I can't have a conversation with her. But when people feel like, look, you know, you're a real person, you care,
Right.
and hey, y'all Christians, and y'all really showing the love of God because y'all don't judge me. This is what's really going on with me, and now we can deal with the root cause.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. And once you establish that trust with a female, then you can work with that because it's open for communication, for the dialogue, for the real dialogue to take place. And so that's one of the things that we work real hard to do, is to let them know, number one, we're not trying to get anything from you. We want to get something to you that's going to improve your life and to help you live a better life, a better quality of life. And so once they realize, that's why we don't charge them. We're wrestling right now with how to put a monetary stream. Let's just be real about it.
You have to.
People are saying, you got to charge for that. You got to charge for that.
That's your
And I
time.
get what they're saying. And I'm not tuning them out completely. But I want people to understand that money is not the motivating factor for what we do. And so when we hold our events, they were free. We provided everything for free. It was donated, or time or money was donated, so that we wouldn't have to pass that cost on to the participants. And so now what we're doing is growing by leaps and bounds. That was like, okay, perhaps this is a stream of income that has been provided for Cantana and I. Because God knows we praying about, Lord, where is the finance end of it? Where, you know, eventually you start, because you're looking at all of the lives that are changing and being blessed. And I know that the gifts will make room for you. And so we're at that stage now where I believe that we're going to have to start passing on, even if it's just a small love offering or something. Because see, here's the thing. If you keep giving to people and they're not investing in it, then it doesn't really mean a whole lot to them. They're thinking, well, it's free, so I mean, you know, I can just do whatever. I can come or I don't come. But if they pay for a 30-minute slot, what do you think's going to happen? They're going to show up for that 30-minute slot that we've allocated to them. So.
And if you use that same principle, like I always say, like even with training or anything, like Planet Fitness is $10 a month, and so you can go a year with them taking $10 out your paycheck.
And not
every month and not miss it, not go. But when they're taking 35, 40, well, you know what it is? It's the value.
It's the value.
You know, I have to get my value out of this, and I believe that you all will figure it out, because I think that from the standpoint of if there's a pitcher of lemonade right here, you know, and we're pouring out, cameraman's getting some, you all getting some. Pretty soon the pitcher's going to run empty. Who's going to refill that?
We refill it out of our pockets right now.
And so at some point, it has to be that system to where, hey, this comes in so I can increase my reach. And that's what people don't realize.
Yes, absolutely.
The more they invest, the more they sow into you guys.
But,
it increases our reach to reach more people.
I don't ever want a woman to feel like that she can't get what she needs from us because she doesn't have the financial means in which to pay for it. Number one, I don't ever want someone to feel like that. And we've been on the flip side of this thing where, and I'm just going to be real about it, where we've been to a wonderful church service. Oh man, it's been awesome, anointed. And then all of a sudden, here it comes, $100. Get $100 and come up here.
$100. That's
well, what that does for me, if I don't have $100 to give, I'm like, I feel some kind of way about it.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like, you mean to tell me you just did this awesome message and you just blessed us, and now you're going to turn around and everybody's got $100 come up here. What about the ones that don't have it?
Yeah, it's just sometimes it's manipulation.
Sometimes it is.
You use the most emotional
and
part of
I
the
don't
service.
ever want the women that connect with this women's platform to feel like that that's all we want is their money, because that's the first thing they're going to look at you. Well, how much is it going to cost me? But we've been doing this since 2015 now, and so I know, and I in my heart that they understand what means the most to us.
Oh yeah, like I said, you can. I would pray for a strategy. You know, and God will release strategy.
That's
to
what
you
we need right now.
on,
Is
on how to go, because it's a lot that you can do. Maybe partner up, have businesses sponsor your event. Because sometimes businesses want to do things in the community, they don't have the legs on the ground.
Right.
So they'll partner
That's
with
a
you
great
to
idea.
get their name out, and they'll fund it, you know.
And that's what we've been doing.
Yes.
We collaborated with the Lighthouse Community Services. In fact, they undergirded us and supported us for several years. They gave us the open door policy. We were holding meetings there at no charge, and we were under their 501c3. And so, yes, they wrapped their arms around because they believed in the vision and what we were doing, and they still do. We also collaborated with Lynchburg College, the Criminal Justice Department.
Wow.
When we had our event there, the professor closed the class down and sent his students to the event because he wanted them to hear about the sex trafficking, the speaker, Tawan McCarty. And so it's things like that. We partner with the Domestic Violence Prevention Center. We partner with Transitional Options for Women in Roanoke. We did a fundraising event for them.
We did an event for Fast Works through Horizon.
Yes.
Wow.
So we have
so
other
it's all
areas,
about the partnerships. You're exactly right.
Yeah, the partnerships are great because a lot of people, from a strategic standpoint of tax purposes, and some people, like I said, they just don't have the extra boots on the ground to send employees out. So they would love to partner up to get their dollars in the community.
Right.
And then you just provide a service. And you're still getting what you need. They're getting what they need. You know, so yeah, I have no doubt that you all are running to the right thing or come up with something to where people will be able to benefit and where you can get, funds in return. Because if you keep the goal in mind of helping people, God will take care of you.
Right.
And
He is.
Yeah,
he's doing that. And this is living proof sitting here with you.
Exactly.
That he's opening doors for us. And I believe the same for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Your heart it's all about the heart of the thing.
Yeah, it is.
And more so than padding the pockets.
Exactly.
Although that's nice.
Yeah.
We're not, because you have to have money. It's a tool.
Yeah.
But it's how you use that tool.
Yeah, and I do want to touch on that. I had a conversation with someone at work today, and they were like, hey, you're in the paper, you doing this?
Yeah.
But when is the money going to come? So I had to break it down to them like, if my passion isn't right to help people, right?
Right, that's right.
Let's say if money did come in, and I'm focusing on money. When the money stops, then I stop business. So that means the passion
is gone.
If the passion is not set enough for me to drive, no money will come in. So if my passion is helping, getting stuff doing now, once the money comes in because of the help, I'll never stop because I've already trained myself.
Exactly.
But if you're only money driven,
right,
when there's no money coming in, the vision stops.
That's right.
And that's what most people have to realize, that if you focus on the process, you know what I mean? Like if you love chopping trees, they're going to fall.
Right.
You're going to have a forest full of down trees.
Right.
But if you just focusing on the trees that'll fall, I haven't chopped any, trees aren't falling, then you're never going to reach that point in life to where, okay, I've accomplished this, because you don't like the process. And we live in a generation now where people want things instant.
That's right.
Instant oatmeal.
That's right.
Instant this, instant that. Lose weight, lose a pound. And I think what happens is that journey and everything that I've been through in life, has really led me to who I am.
Yes.
The whole journey, the transition.
Absolutely.
The
trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
They grow you.
Yes.
And like we talked about the trials and errors with the recording equipment. It grows. So people want to fast forward that. Why? Like, the money will come.
It will come.
The money will
Absolutely.
come.
And we just need to stay focused and keep the main thing the main thing, and it will come.
Exactly.
But people on the outside, they think we crazy. Y'all crazy keep doing that.
Y'all out there telling all your business.
It's crazy.
But it's helping somebody.
Yes.
They're hearing the stories and they're thinking, wow, if they can do that, then I can do this. What we want them to understand is your past should not keep you stuck.
Exactly.
Right. And this thing has been a journey for D&I. 50 Shades of Red was not the first thing that God gave us.
No, it wasn't.
We've had other platforms and done many other things. And so this is just, the things that we've done in the past has just shaped and molded us to where we are today.
Yeah,
so.
and everything lines up.
Have we failed? Yes, we failed.
Oh, yes, we have.
Yeah, but see, failure comes lessons.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean?
That's right.
The only failure there is if you don't learn.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
true.
if you fall on your face, as long as you're falling forward,
right, fall forward.
then you're
That's
good.
Right.
There's some people that are not walking in the game at all.
Right.
And I always say that people, it's easy to judge or coach from the sideline. I mean, from the stands.
Absolutely.
But it's hard when you're on the sideline calling plays.
That's right.
Yes, it is.
And so every coach in the stands is undefeated.
Right.
Haven't played a game.
Right.
But like I said, when it comes down to you believing in your vision, it's like a child. You've seen people with bad kids. That no matter what you say, you never speak down on that kid. And that's how your dream needs to be. It is your baby. It is your vision. And that's how you got to treat it, because I think some people, they're just visionless. If we brought Helen Keller in here, I believe she was deaf and blind. And I keep saying this.
Yes, she was.
She has more vision than probably 10 people with eyes.
She did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because she had to. So sometimes these things here are a big distraction. Because there are two types of people in life. Some people see the thing they want. Some people only see the thing in front of the thing that they want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, at this point in my life, I'm willing to go around it, through it, or whatever I got to do. Going through it is really what you want to do, because you're going to learn through that obstacle.
Yes, right.
It's like playing Mario. As the levels get harder, hey, they get easier a little bit because you learn strategy.
Yes, exactly.
And I appreciate having you guys on.
We're so
grateful. Very good show. Very good show.
Yeah.
Now, could you tell me what's 50 Shades of Red have coming up next? What's going on? How can people connect?
So Dee and I have a platform that we have called Journey to Forgiveness. We walk women through forgiveness. This came out of a class that we took called Forgiven and Set Free, because both of us are post-abortive. And so as a result of that class, God led us to start Journey to Forgiveness classes, and we are getting ready to start our next session. It's going to be on Saturday at Grace Baptist Church in Madison Heights from 10:30 to 12:30, and it's a 6-week course.
Now that class is already full.
Yes.
And that's what she was saying earlier. We now have women that are seeking us to say, hey, I want to go through that class with you all. I want to do that. And every time that we launch a new 6-week segment, we're going through it too.
Yes.
We're being refined and purified and cleansed and all of that. And so it's not just us up there teaching something. We're actually journeying with these women.
Gotcha. And forgiveness will actually set you free.
Yes, it does.
And it has nothing to do with the other person, the other people involved.
Right.
But people that have unforgiveness in their heart, whatever the year that you adapted that, you press pause in your life. So
That's
even
exactly right. That's good.
Yeah, even though
You're
it's 2018,
exactly right.
it
You're
could be
stuck.
1996.
You're stuck.
Yeah,
1984, 1972. And it's hard, and you really have to pray and change your perspective on what happens.
Absolutely. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Absolutely.
But like I said, I think what you guys are doing is great. It's awesome. Now, how can women get in touch with you?
Well, they can get in touch with us on Facebook through 50 Shades of Red. You can also reach out to us at shadesofred50@gmail.com.
Or they can call 757-561-0725.
Y'all real, you give out the number. I know that's real. That's
We're
real.
also on Instagram and Twitter.
Most recently,
Yes,
thanks
most recently.
to Tana.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
she set us up. So
That's good. So, is there anything that you all would like to say to the audience before we close out?
I would just like to let each and every viewer know that if you're struggling, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and nothing is ever seeming like it's changing for you, then you're definitely going to have to change something, do something different, change your perspective. And if you just need somebody to, get with you and say, hey, how can I do this? Or what do I need to do? We're connected in the community to resources that can help you. And if there is something that you need specifically, I would encourage you to reach out to 50 Shades of Red, because we have a wealth of people that know how to do things. They're professionals and they're willing to help you. And so we would just like for you to realize that it is not over. We want to give you hope and encouragement and empowerment to move forward and live life to the full.
Wow. Really can't say anything after that, but if you want to reach them, hey, we have their information, and we'll put all their information in the post and the description from this video. But keep doing what you ladies are doing. Keep setting an example for our youth. Our youth really need you. And as far as the 50 Shades of Red and the forgiveness, it's very important to set yourself free. Let the other person free, and it will set you free. And as I always say, thanks for having you. One love. Be blessed.
We would like to thank you for listening to this episode of The Art of Reinvention by TeflonJohn, and we encourage you to share this episode across all your social media platforms. And we also encourage you to visit our website at www.imteflonjohn.com and follow us on all our social media platforms at facebook.com/realteflonjohn, twitter.com/realteflonjohn, and instagram.com/realteflonjohn. And while you're on Facebook, go ahead and like our page so you can receive first-hand notifications every time we go live with the motivational video or any motivational content. And as I always say, one love, be blessed.